Okay. No, I literally forgot. I was like,
I
oh,
know.
no, no,
I know.
no. But because I start off because my wind down is a podcast. I put on Pacific Podcast and I put it on there so I can start to. This is my brain telling my brain to start to wind down. You could get a good ha ha kiki in there. Start to wind down, and then you get comfortable. You got the remote right here where you can just go boop boop, turn it off and stuff.
Hmm.
But now I know it's like, okay, wait a minute, I can't remember the last sentence you said. It's time to go. Or if I'm not watching a podcast, I'm watching Netflix, not Netflix, TikTok for and I have curated my For You page for stories, so I don't
Mm,
get a lot of stupid. I get stories, so I'm listening to stories. If the phone starts falling out my hand, or if I have to lean it on the nightstand, I'm like, okay, it's time to go to bed because you don't have the energy to hold up nothing.
I woke up at 3 this morning and I saw a light from the other room. I go over and it's my mom. She
Mhm.
got her phone still on. She's asleep. My mother is snoring her life out, right?
Mhm.
I look at her phone. She's the prayer line is still on. Nobody's on the prayer line, but it's been on for like 4 hours. And I'm sitting there because they start prayer like I think at 11.
Mhm.
And the sucker's been on for 4.hours and 44 minutes. The sucker was on. And I'm sitting there going, no, so it's before 11, it was like 10 something. So I'm sitting there going, this why you wonder why those bills be high for a cell phone bill. Because you just go to sleep as is. You knock
Mhm.
the heck out and you still got your phone in your hand. Lady, this is why I love things that I have a timer.
Oh yes.
Because I know me. Because I could be just like her.
Oh no, I'm perfect. We have done it before, and I was like, I understand. And I also realized I am uniquely happy thing when I try to go to sleep
Hmm.
because I have a overprotective clingy dog.
Oh,
And this last time when I went to the hospital, she's like, when I say glued to me, she literally has to lay on me. She gets up and jumps on my chest, and she try to get on my chest or stand on my head like this, is try to get into my skin. So when I go to sleep, there's a dog on me, so I have a weighted blanket that stays there for a good minute too, and gets mad if I move. I lay on, so I'm going to
you
sleep. I
became
lay
the
on.
bed. How
I lay
dare you move?
right. If I lay on my side, she's finding a way to stand on me. I'm like, because I think she part cat. The only reason, no, seriously, she'd be like, "How do you get on? Like you see your, I know you got a cat. You was like, how did you get there? What? There is nothing to stand on. Are you a goat and stuff like that?" And she'd be doing that to me, and I'm like,
Yes, they are fun.
I've been sitting there dying. I'm like, okay, that's
When you're trying to mind your business in the bathroom and they have to sit outside the bathroom or go in the bathroom with you, and then when you shoo them away and then they still stay right in front of the bathroom just waiting.
oh no,
What? Absolutely
okay.
nothing.
So when we first got her, she would always come in the bathroom. Now I'm like, now she attacks my feet because she likes to chew on my slipper, but my foot has to be in the slipper because she can't chew it by itself. She's attacking me. It's a possession thing. It's like mine. You have to be in it because I'll take off my shoe. It's like, here, go ahead and add it, and she just look at me
Not
like,
the same.
no, put your foot back in there. As soon as I put my foot back in there, so I'm allowed to go to the bathroom
Hmm,
and close the door. She will
good.
lay down in front of the little hallway. So I have to, because if she don't get up, I got to step over her. But she has to see me.
Yep.
She positions herself perfectly, like I'm watching you. I can see you. No, I'm like,
It's really weird, but it's all right. Mm, it's weird, but it's all right. Start to wonder why children do that to their parents, and you're just like, you're afraid of something. Like
mm,
I'm leaving.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
And
kids do the same.
oh yes, this is why I say,
And I only know that because we were kids once.
and
We were kids once.
you watch these kids, and it'll like, okay, so the, to the people out there in internet land that says pets and dogs and cats are not your babies, you lie. They act like a
Yeah.
baby and they act like a toddler. They don't get past toddler age. They don't get past toddler age, but they're a toddler because
But
they
I'm
will.
not that crazy. We are not. That was crazy.
You
Not
know.
that you're crazy. Let me take that back. I know y'all all love your pets like their children. I know most of y'all have actually put them on your death certificates or wills.
Hmm.
I'm not doing that. But I will let you know. I adore my cat very, very, very much. However, it's a cat. And as much as I love my cat, it's a cat.
Hmm. Oh, exactly. I know. I understand that. I treat my dog
Not you,
like
I
that's
meant to the people.
oh,
Mm,
I know. I treat my dog like that's my baby because, well, that's my pet. I understand. Some of y'all take it too far, but but the characteristics, yes, baby, then toddler. Because when you get puppy stage, and then after puppy stage, you get toddler, and then oh god, teenager. Oh my god, because they really do act like it. You can see the similarities. There's been studies done. I know because they out there. Because I watch my the two of them. Oh Lord, I started yesterday, and I think they started. They it's the problem when I come home is who could get to me first,
nope.
and then the fight. Because Coco is a linebacker, and she's defensive block it. That's what she do, and so she's like boom, and she zig and she zag and she makes sure the other dog cannot talk to me.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Very much so. I was like, I had to have a conversation with her yesterday. I said, Coco, yes, we know you are the queen of the house, but she is the princess, and to be a good queen, you have to be nice to the princess. She
Behave
actually
yourself. Behave
she
yourself. Behave
she
yourself.
actually listened and was good yesterday when I got home. I was like, you got
Bless
it
your heart.
finally. I think it's
Bless
because
your
I
heart.
admitted I admitted she's the queen.
And I bow down. No, so yes, so moving right along.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay,
what we
moving
supposed
right
to do
along.
next?
It's me. Hello and welcome, godly spiritual ladies. It's been a minute, so we trying to play catch up and try and remember what the heck we do on the show. You understand? So this is a program where we get on and talk about whatever we want. Talk
Yes,
about our health, our spiritual life, work, life,
yes,
and the pursuit of happiness. I don't know. We just do whatever we want.
pretty
Sometimes,
much.
yeah. So we have loose segments. I say loose because, well, it's depending on what we feel like that day and what we remember.
Yes, very
Now,
much so.
this is really about two women that are very similar but completely different.
Yes,
And that's what it is. So,
that's why we're godly.
yes. And that's why it's spiritual and not one particular denomination or something. Oh,
Right.
I meant to say,
And even though we say ladies, we don't believe in one gender. Well, I don't, because I know we were born unisex. But it's all right. I digress. I actually know science. But anywho, this is my platform today. Yay! Uh,
okay, I had a question to ask you. This was
yes.
fun. Did you see the viral video Marvin's app?
Oh, who the who?
Okay. Um, is he a invalid? Okay, he a pastor. You know Marvin Sapp, right? The gospel singer. I can't remember his song right now. Okay, he a old school southern gospel singer, and
Might have heard his music, but his face is not coming to my head.
no, his face never comes to your head. Okay, I know he had one good song, and
What about
then
him?
oh, you didn't see the viral thing that he did? Close the doors. Okay, so what had happened was this thing went viral on the TikTok and on the internet. I'm saying the internet. So what happened was he was there at his mega church because he wanted the mega church pastors.
Mm,
And he says, I need $40,000 from the congregation right now. And he said, ushers, close the doors. Yeah, close the doors. I need $20 from everybody in here. Close the doors. And I'm gonna lock y'all in until I get $40,000.
So he
Mhm.
took the people hostage?
Mhm. Oh no, I'm
Why?
not. This real.
Why?
This
No,
video.
no. I believe you. But why? What was his reasoning? Why
He
did
didn't
they need
talk about.
$40,000?
He didn't say.
Oh,
I just want to know if you heard about it. I was like, oh wow.
no. But I
Mhm.
have seen it though. Not to lock the people door though, but I have been like when I was in the Bahamas, when we were at the church in the Bahamas, the pastor was like, I need $1,000. Bring it up. And people just brought up money. Brought it but he
Mhm.
didn't lock the doors. I was still
Oh
free to
no.
go and free not to give no money.
Mm-mm. It was a big thing because it even made my podcast and stuff.
I
Because
was
he's
like
like,
to lock the doors. I'm like,
he
you're
said,
taking us
close the doors, and everybody come up here up to the front. Oh, let me get the credit card things and da 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 da. Mm-hmm.
okay, that was definitely a hostage situation.
Oh yes. And then I saw another video, not with him, but somebody else. Now this was funny, but I'm kind of liked it, and it was still weird though. So what happened was instead of passing instead of passing the offering plate, they passed the credit card machine.
Don't they have an app?
I was lying. I was like, wait a minute, I got an app. Because even my church, we got an app now.
We have an app, but even at my church, we also have a kiosk. Right at the front doors.
No, they will pass it around like the white machine where you can go
Yeah,
boop and put
I,
it in.
mm,
I'm like,
y'all
they
could have
get
used a QR code, and we could have made it a whole lot simpler and easier.
I was like,
Yeah.
y'all don't realize how many cameras out here now? Because
Hello?
we know that some of y'all corrupted just want money, but I'm just saying. There
Oh,
is a
I just
camera
remembered something
everywhere.
else though. I just remembered something else. Our church, we
Hold on
have
one
the
second. Hold on one second. Hold on.
someone that.
So before you say what you're going to say, I'm going to laugh.
Mm.
So I am sitting here doing a spiritual podcast with my best friend and laughing, and guess who rings my doorbell?
Jehovah Witness.
Yes,
Hmm.
hilarious. See, this is what me.
This is why you normally would like. We're doing a podcast. You want to come in? You want to come in?
No, I don't feel like it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, especially when I'm by myself. It's like no, I don't. I don't. We're not going to my house. Thanks. We can meet outside on the back side, the back tea. Yes, baby.
Yeah, cause that you know. Okay, this is the joke that best popped in my head. I was like, no, that's like feeding a stray animal. They just gonna keep coming back.
Oh, sometimes they're really good. The conversations though, because
Oh no, no, I understand, but you get the joke I was saying.
yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. But anywho,
Mhm.
so no, I didn't know about any of those lovely hostage takeovers at church. At my church, we do have a kiosk, we do have an app, and what I started laughing about was because I remembered that even on each seat
Mhm.
there is a plastic thing that you tap your phone on for the NFC that will
Mm.
take you to the app, the church's app directly to do giving or to get your
Okay,
notes.
hold on one second. My phone's ringing. Okay, recording resumed.
Ah.
Mhm. Okay, I recorded the Zoom is back to the thing, and then she
Ah,
started looking at something, and I
sorry.
said it.
But that's the thing. That's the last piece I had was that there's multiple ways to get money from people at church nowadays, depending
Mhm.
on what church you go to. So that just hostage negotiations situation should not be even on the people's
This is
mindset, especially if you're a mega church.
right. This is why I said I'm like it is
Yeah,
2025. We
you
have
know,
so much technology. That's why I said we
yeah,
know there's cameras, but I'm like
yeah.
you
You
can just
you're dealing with people who are literally thinking you can get away with anything nowadays.
oh yes, and I'm like because he tried to but said y'all took it out of context and blah blah. I'm like shut up.
Okay,
You look stupid. You just look
no,
stupid.
you didn't even give a reason why. But anywho, moving
Anyway,
right along.
I just
Moving
wanted to
right
know
along.
to see if you saw that because I thought it was
Not at
hilarious.
all. Child, I spend most of my time on me. I spend most of my time on me nowadays. But anyway, which brings me to my next piece.
Mhm.
if you saw the last episode, Gwen got to tell you a lot about herself, and I interjected with a couple of things about myself. And I did say I have a second diagnosis. So the first diagnosis that I have, because I had to take time off, which was really hard to do, because I'm not someone who takes time off of work unless it's like the mandatory vacation time. And me having to take 4 weeks off was a
Oh.
problem.
You know the funny thing is, wait, I'm sorry to bother you. I was like,
Mm.
why we had to do the two hardest things this year? You actually had to take time off of work for a good minute and take care of yourself, and then I just got sick, which I never do. And I'm like, yeah, we both did about a month. God
Yep,
was like, y'all need to take care of yourselves today.
yep. And it's like not wasting time on a lot of things. And so having to make sure that I took care of, like, I was at my doctor's office yesterday doing follow up work and just making sure that I knew for me what was physical and what was mental.
Hmm.
Um, and going to the doctors, getting the mammograms, getting the gyno, checking the heart, and all that jazz that comes with it, reviewing the blood. Those are interesting things to do because I had been procrastinating. Going to the dentist, I forgot I did that too. Had to go make sure everything was all right and copacetic. I had to do a filling. Uh, but again, those are things that people had to get done. And then, of course, at the same time, I was seeing, I have a psychiatrist, a social worker, and an ADHD dietitian, and all women of faith. Yay, God. And,
Hmm.
but it was the dietitian that had me down another got me to get the psychiatrist because the dietitian was like, "Are you sure you've never been diagnosed with ADHD?" And I was like, "That's a family joke, but no." And it turned out that wasn't a joke. Um, like legitimately not a joke. So I was diagnosed with ADHD as well as general anxiety disorder. So I know I've had anxiety. I've had panic attacks for God's sakes, but I was never truly diagnosed with that. I was just me do my own personal WebMD business. Turned out no. I've been coping for very many years. I've learned to cope. Not always the best coping mechanisms, but I'm learning to do better ones. So it was challenging and it was stress relieving in a lot of things. Um, and showing me that certain techniques that I have done and why I do those things was important for me. So I was very relieved in learning that to the point where I'm actually back a little bit on a better um, eating, um, workout, working out so I can have zone my mind out because sometimes I need to. Well, not sometimes. I really need to zone out a lot,
Or
and
sometimes.
yeah, but I do sometimes really need to zone out, but in a good way, not a bad way. To be productive zoning and
Hmm.
learning that, and then putting that into practice is sometimes again still something I'm learning to do, but I'm a whole lot better at it. Um, and realizing certain things I stressed myself on was just literally meant Sheila made. Very much Sheila made. But that's how I've been. That's where I'm at. And I'm still learning and just trying to really go with my flow. Have more doctors to do, more places to be. But the journey is good. So anyone out there who really is hesitant, don't be. You don't want to go to sleep and not wake up the next day.
It's
That's
pretty
just
much. It's like
that's the truth.
it's the truth. It's like another conversation that we had that I remember. It was like it was hilarious. She had texted me and she said, "Okay, this is my diagnosis. I might have to go on medication." Knowing my friend, and knowing if you watch the last episode, we explained how she 25 steps ahead, and I sometimes have to bring her back to reality because it's not that she's always 25 steps ahead. It's not that she is morbid. She will go down the rabbit hole of her own creation, as she just said. Literally had to call her and said, the medication is not going to make you do anything stupid. You're perfectly fine. Yes, I have been on the medication. I have all of these things. Da, 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 da. Let me explain to you what the medication really means. And it's not that way that you're thinking right now. And it's not the TV show either. Yeah. So we had to have that conversation. She was like, how did you? Yeah, you know. She didn't even finish the whole statement. She's like, I wasn't thinking. Yeah, it was.
Right. Because like what she just said is correct because
That rabbit hole will get you every
it,
time.
it, it's sometimes also it's also the because I was diagnosed with hyper something and inactive something. So a lot of times my brain ping pongs between them. So, but what sometimes is manifest a lot to most people, they see a majority of my hyper behavior, but internally, which trying to explain it properly, but internally, I have a very passive, um, passive behavior mentally sometimes, but at the same time, my mind is also 20 miles an hour. So it's like dual behavior in my head. So that's why sometimes I'm like, I wasn't, well, kind of, because it's like half of me is lights half on, lights half off type of behavior. So I'm seeing it in both directions. So yeah, so that's why it's so and but understanding
Oh,
that that's not a
I,
bad thing.
I, no, no, no. I got the good example for you. Sheila's brain has 45 tabs open, and she don't know where the music is coming from.
Yes.
And there's six different songs playing, so she got to figure out which song it is, sing that one, and then be able to turn it off. But the problem is she's also singing the other three, and then there's two more that she don't know which one that is, but she do remember it. And then at the same time, she's
Yes.
getting the information from down this rabbit hole that led her to that one that has that tab open, and also having a conversation with me at the same
Oh my God, well said. That's literally oh my God. My nutritionist, sidetrack people.
time. Oh, and
My
the tangents
dietitian.
that should go off on at the
Yes.
same time.
My dietitian is and the one who got me down this direction, she does ADHD work as well. And and the reason why she ended up switching adding ADHD to her dietitian regime is because last year she was diagnosed with ADHD.
Hmm.
So, and she realized that there is a need for it, which there is, and so she's building her empire. But what was hilarious is that me and her we'll have exactly what Gwen just said, gave the scenario for. We will be on five different types of conversations piece by piece and roll back. And that's where she realized when I first met her that where she started to ask think that I had ADHD is because the fact that I followed her
Hmm.
throughout the conversation and she followed me throughout the conversation. And I was sitting there going, this is normal, right? And she was like, yes and no. And it was just so hilarious the fact that we were literally having five different conversations on at the same time without a beat.
Hmm.
Without a beat. And it was just hilarious. And I was like, oh, damn, this is not normal. But then I was like, I have friends who can follow me and I can follow them. I get it, and they get it. So it's the understanding that a lot of people are on a spectrum that just they are, and a lot of people who are also probably very much not diagnosed, especially the people that I deal with, which are mostly women. That
Oh no,
women
and
weren't
this
really
is why.
diagnosed like that.
Oh right, and this is why I say it's a spectrum,
Yeah,
because it's like I have it. I am not as bad as you. I do have it. I believe that, but I have it combined with a little bit of OCD because it has to go in the order that makes sense in my brain.
that's called habit stacking. So yes, it's habit stacking
Hmm.
because it is literally because again, I thought it would be OCD, but no, it's just my brain. It
Hmm.
has a pattern to do according to atomic habits. which my dietitian had me go with. It's literally your our coping mechanism. Sometimes some people have a coping mechanism, and they do something called the habit stacking or habit sequence, where like you just said, we have to do things in specific order, and it's not everything.
But
Sometimes it
a
can
lot.
be.
But it's a
Sometimes
lot
it
of
can
stuff.
be, and
Cause
it's
I'm
like
a.
some
Mhm.
people are very clean freaky.
Mhm.
Some people are not. Like it.
Exactly.
What I
And
said in the last episode, why I had to switch to translations, because certain things nitpick.
oh yeah, you were splitting hairs. I perfectly understood that because Sheila will tell you, I am going to get to the answer she wants. I must do it in my order so it will make sense in my brain. We will get to the exact same answer, but my tabs have to go in this order for it to make sense. Her tabs go all over the place. My tab don't 1, 2, 3. That's it. In whatever language that I'm in that day, that's the way it has to go. No, I'm not doing it that way. I will fight tooth and nail not to do it, get to the same answer and the exact same thing, but fight tooth and nail to do it my way.
Mm,
Not Karen. Mhm.
hmm hmm but so that was my journey um, while we were out, and so still a lot, and of course there'll be more to share,
Oh
but
yeah.
I'm not on medication yet. Um,
Mhm.
it's just to do with insurance. I'm trying to make sure I get on her correct platform because I'm not paying more
Child,
than $30. But
child,
anyway,
I understand that because when I am talking about how I was talking about my medical low jack, when we talk about medications, it's like what's covering, what's doing this, who's doing that, how much is this? No, I'm not paying for that. Oh, okay, so we're gonna find you on this one. Oh, they on it. I said because this
exactly.
one medication was $400. I said I'm not paying that. I said no, you're not, and we're gonna get you on this one that's free. Say how you doing?
Right,
See, I like
right,
y'all.
right,
Y'all
right.
understand.
Exactly. It's like you got to work with me, not
Mhm.
without me, and then you got to work
Exactly.
with my other medications. So anyway,
Exactly. And then
so
it's like, and then work with your body to make sure that those medications is gonna work. And
exactly.
then with your wallet, and then with the stupid insurance. They said, okay, we tried with the insurance, see what they say. And I'm like, okay.
Exactamundo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been fun and it's been real. But in the meantime, I was also not a very happy camper to go back to work. Because when you realize that you allow yourself to stress because of the way you think,
Mm-hmm.
um when you've been away from it for so long, like I had to, it was a hard struggle, people, to let go of certain things, and then there were times where I'm just like, F it. And I just
Mm-hmm.
disconnected, took stuff off my phone, did not put it back on my phone still because I like my peace of mind. And I'm doing different things at work now, strategically following what my my dietitian and my social worker have me doing. So it's just a different concept of how to
Mm-hmm.
do the therapy, the management,
Mm-hmm.
which has been helpful, very very much so, and the religious aspect of it as well on the other side. But anywho, so that's where I have. Those are my updates for you. No real stats right now, because I have to keep a damn Excel spreadsheet, and well, dang it, I ain't doing nothing this morning yet, except eat, and take my body temperature. That was it. So that's that. But anyway, I am ready to pray. But before I do that, I'm gonna let Gwen do the next thing.
Okay, so I was gonna say, yeah, we don't have to do the next thing. We ain't got nothing else to do. My
Okay.
stats and the whole thing was last episode, so please go back and see that. The reason is because Sheila has a lot to get through, and I know I'm going to interject a lot because if you
She
have
does.
seen any, if you
She
have
does.
seen any of the things that we've done, this is what happens. I'm like, okay,
Especially when we read the Quran. Yeah.
yes. Which, if you find that one with the Quran and the Bible thing that you was talking about earlier, and
For
for a
mom,
free,
yeah.
yeah, for a
Yeah.
free version, please send that this way because that might be interesting.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna get that from my mom because I've seen the book, The Three Testaments,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want that one.
Oh, no,
I
no, I
wanted to get the
understand what
Quran
you
one
said,
with the
but
Bible
what you said,
references.
because when you did, I was like, oh, wait, that might be
Right?
some reading
I
and
said
stuff.
that'd be great for Mother's Day
Very
because she
much
could read
so.
it on the plane because we be
hmm
on our way.
Oh yes, I perfectly understand that. I am with you. Now,
I learned.
now, okay. So Normally, this is what's going to happen, right? So, with the godly spiritual ladies, we're on this journey because, well, Cheetah's brain lose one of them tabs open, and I have found out that I am highly, highly interested because since we have started this journey, it has been so much freaking fun because we've I've had episodes where I explain how I don't remember Jack. Why do I remember stuff and getting these things and making these connections and all kinds of stuff? I don't do that. Yes, I am a scholar, but I am not a Bible scholar like that. But oh, for some reason on this show, yes, I am. And then it's been peppering my conversations because I work at a diverse college. And then I've been talking to the people.
Even
Now,
if we don't have diversity, equity, and inclusion and accessibility anymore. I
this black woman does.
know.
Anyway,
Mm.
so it's been peppering my conversations with my students. Then come to find out, and I laugh. Oh, I meant to tell this to Sheila. So Sheila, I live in Little Haiti. It is the name on the train station. Why is it Little Haiti Muslim now?
Because we have Muslims in Haiti and we have
That's not
mosques in Haiti as well.
that's not the point. That's not what
Oh,
I'm saying. I am
what's the
saying
point?
the funny joke that I see is most
Your
people.
eyes are open.
I know. Shut up. It's not my
She's
eye.
hanging in the matrix.
No, no. Would you let me finish my joke? Now, the hilarity of it is why I say Little Haiti Muslim is because they always worry about gentrification of Brooklyn, where the white people come in. Now, if you go to downtown Brooklyn, it don't look like nothing no more. You know they closed that Macy's? Yes, that Macy's on Fulton Street. It's gone. Gone, gone. Yes, they did.
Oh,
Officially.
why?
Because Macy's ain't got no money.
Eh,
I know it hurt your heart. I am so sorry.
well,
But
no,
they
because
don't.
it was like a landmark.
I know
It was like Woolworth,
exactly when they closed Woolworth. That hurt my heart too.
you know,
But yeah, oh no, because if
or
you go
Sears.
that you now, because you know if they go down to if you go down to downtown Brooklyn now, it look like Little Soho. It look like Soho from Manhattan. I'm not playing. That's how much it's changed. You will not recognize Jack. It don't look like nothing. I went down there and I was like, where am I? I'm lost.
Ah, even the
I don't
side
see.
streets. You know, like when you get lost in down Livingston Street.
They got condos. Them expensive high rise condos. I got lost on Livingston. Hoyt and Skimmerhorn. You know that you don't want to get off on that stop. Oh my god. I'm not
Oh,
playing.
damn. Okay.
hmm
See, this is when people should have been investing.
Oh yeah, the people that was there, they made money hand over fist. Now back to
Oh my
what
lord.
I was
Yes,
saying.
back to what you're
So
saying. Mm.
okay, now I lost it. Oh,
Brooklyn is lost.
right. So now they were always worried about the white people moving in. I'm like,
Yes.
we got a sprinkling of them people,
Yeah.
and they the cool white people that actually know that have some sense.
Yeah.
I got
The
more
the
Muslims.
the, the people with some understand this is the
hmm
reason why I bought here, not
Right.
for it to be the other way.
No. So now, when I say Muslim, I was like, oh no. When I say they got the Muslim there, not the regular Muslims that go and got it, I mean like full hijab Muslims. All my whole store is number Muslims, and it's like, oh, my neighborhood, yo, Eid happened. I was like, why is the store closed? What's today? What's today? Oh,
Last
is it
night.
Eid? Okay, Everybody gone. Everybody gone. Every bodega is closed.
This is why the
Every
other
other
day my
store
mother and I
around.
were in the store. We were looking for stuff and clothes, and we
hmm
went. My mother goes, "Why is it so packed in the parking lot?" I said they're getting their outfits for Eid.
Oh, and up there on Flatbush. Like if I walk up there, go Flatbush, like I'm going Church Avenue, why is there stuff? Still full Habah, the whole nine. I was like, I keep telling them men to take a
Did you
picture because
find some good
oh, I
stops?
haven't gone in yet because I know that's gonna be
Gotta go
money.
inside. You gotta go,
No,
girl.
I know, I
No,
know.
they be like $5.
You know, because they got the fancy stuff. You know, they got the full
Yes,
burqa. No, no, that's
but
what I was
they
saying.
got the
Because
cheap ones in there too.
you know what, I might actually go
You
in there
gotta
because
go
I'm
towards
like,
the back.
but I don't go up that way all the time. So,
Oh,
but
okay,
I
okay,
was
okay.
saying, I looked at the stuff. I said, "Ooh, that's a Sheila stuff." Because they had the, I was like, "Ooh, this is cute and it's comfortable looking." You know, the good flowy robes. I was like,
Yes. Oh, oh. And they
and
be looking nut.
When remember I was saying last episode, I've been having the conversations with the Muslim. I was like, because it was Eid, I was going to church and it was Eid, and but they were African, so they couldn't really understand me. I was like, oh no, she's all dressed up and da, 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 da. And she was like, oh thank you, and da, 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 but it's too much language for to have a full on conversation. And I was like, no, when I say I've been having a good time, but this neighborhood is island and Muslim
Yeah, it's
and a
like the
couple
West
of
Indies.
and a couple of Chinese and Asian people in there
Yeah,
because they
the
be
way it's
getting off
supposed
of
to be.
Church Avenue.
The way it's supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
literally, and I mean, I definitely like. I got to send you some of those videos. I love the West Indies because it's different.
Mhm.
Because if when you look at Muslims, again, not Arab Muslims, I love my Arab Muslims as well,
But no, we're
but
not talking about that.
the West Indian ones,
Mhm.
The Guyanese ones, okay,
Yes.
the Jamaicans, okay,
Mhm.
even
Oh
the
yeah.
Haitian ones, man.
Oh yes.
Hello,
Very
hell,
nice.
and it, girl, have you met? See, you know what it would have been if you were in Chinatown and you had a proper Chinese Muslim.
I
It'd
have
have been a
yet to
whole
meet
other
one.
attitude. It would have been
I've
a
no, no. I've seen him on the TikTok, but I have yet to meet one. You
oh,
know.
it would have been a different attitude
Mhm.
completely. Straight from my China, from actually they're not in mainland,
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
but
I know
they're
what
in
you mean.
China. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, it's completely different attitude. Completely
Oh
different. Oh
yes,
my god,
and that's what I was saying because it does go back to the show.
that's hilarious though.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? It goes back to the show of how Sheila's laughing at me, but as she says, my eyes are open. It's like I'm paying more attention to more diverse things and not just the little bubble of Brooklyn. What makes that even funnier, because we've had these conversations before, people have that bubble of Brooklyn and never go out of it. I moved further into Brooklyn and it broke my bubble. So I find this hilariously, and I praise God for this and this
mm,
show of opening me up to being more. It's like
hmm
Sheila said this in the last episode, as we're getting there in age and we're starting to understand life a bit more, and it is getting more rich.
mm,
Oh, and I'm like,
mm.
yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So
Yeah.
that's to
So with
say,
that,
because and that's to say, with that, Sheila's gonna pray now, and we're gonna get to it.
get
I
in
just had
again
to
because
put
we got
that in
30
there.
verses to get through. Hallelujah.
Oh, I know. I just
Hallelujah.
had to put that in there because I was like, no, this is
Every reason, everything is said today has always got a reason. You know, you so don't apologize. So
mm-hmm.
let's everybody please bow your heads and let's come to Adonai in prayer. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for everything that you have made us do. Because all the traffic and conjuncture of how we got to where we had to get to, yes, it wasn't always pleasant. Yes, it was like, okay, I'm gonna need to whoop you here and there to remind you to, oh, let's stay constipated so that you do force yourself to go set up your damn colonoscopy. Oh, let's get you bloated so that you do go actually have a new doctor because the doctor that you currently have is trying to kill you.
Pretty much.
So those are things that we had to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it wasn't fun. It was scary. It was also painful, but they're lessons to learn and things that we can share because every lesson in life is a testimonial, in my opinion. And I thank you, and I know Gwen thanks you for that because you do give us that opportunity to find that richness, to see that wonder, to see what a blessing it is to be alive. Yes, we see atrocity. Yes, we see pain and suffering. Yes, we see joy and laughter. That's life, and it is a privilege that everyone should have that opportunity to live and enjoy that living the best that they can. And we are beyond grateful. We can't we just cannot say anything extra or more or supplicate ourselves any other way to just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You gave a savior. You created a physical embodiment to teach. You provided all these prophets, men and women. Let's not be cute. To give verbiage. And I know from a Christian point of view, we only know the Hebrewic prophets. But I've read other things and I've looked at other cultures. I know you sent other prophets. And that's the beauty of knowing our God is awesome. Our God is merciful. Vengeance. Authoritative. But our God is one, only one, that gives us this ability to breathe. As we go in scripture, as we open up to learn, not to judge, but to learn, to marinate, we ask that you show us the connections. We ask that you show us what it is that's trying to be taught to us, what it is that you want us to learn and to comprehend as believers, as children of you, Adonai, Elohim. We want that knowledge because we know it is what you are directing us to do. We thank you beyond measure. Let us all say amen.
Amen.
All right.
Okay, hold that thought.
Okay.
Okay, we recording.
All right. Oh, you know what I just realized? I have volume up higher than I need
Oh
it to
yeah,
be.
just
So
a little bit.
now I'm back. Hey. Well, all right. So we're here now. We're still in Al Baqarah, chapter 2, because it's trying to compete with Psalms. But anyway, but we have made it to verse 220. Yeah. All right now. So let's get into it. Upon this world and the hereafter, and they ask you, O prophet, concerning orphans, say, improving their condition is best. Yes? And if you partner with them, they are bonded with you in faith. Yes? And God knows who intends harm and who intends good. Had God willed, He could have made it difficult for you. Surely God Almighty is all wise. Do not marry a polytheistic woman until they believe. Oh, she wants to pause because she's dying over there. Chew.
Sorry, I'm also trying to have a snack at the same time, chewing
Girl,
gum
I know.
all the time.
You saw me before. Come on.
Okay, first part,
Mm,
the poor that you passed by and ignored, that was me. Jesus said
mm,
that.
mm,
Second thing is marry somebody equally yoked. Okay, thank you. And
mm. This is why I so really want to get that book for my mom. But anyway, because
I
I want to, because I really feel that that's probably going to be you. That book is probably you.
know. Who, me?
You know what I'm saying? The book,
Oh
the
yeah.
Quran with the Bible
Oh
references.
yeah. I will probably have a good old time with
Because
that
again,
because I'm having.
this is the moment where we got the Gwendolyn who's
Mhm.
like, ah, I remember. And
And I'm like, I don't. If you know me for
on the
any, when
normal.
if you watch this show, you will see me forget in mid sentence.
On the regular, but it's completely different here. So that's how you know it's a God's decision. It's God's decision. But anyway, I digress.
Okay.
So do not marry polytheistic women until they believe. For a believing, now this is their terminology at the time. let's remember when this book was written. Slave woman.
Now wait a minute.
Mm,
That is funny.
what?
That particular statement. I
Oh.
was just having that thought 2 seconds ago. I'm like, y'all have people who keep saying like scholars and stuff. This is what we think they said. I'm like, this is what they said. How you know? Was you there? You always put today's thinking on what they did million
Hmm.
years ago. Stop doing that. Anyway,
Hmm.
okay, back to what you were saying.
I
I
agree
literally
on
just
that.
had that thought. Mm-hmm.
Especially when I watch a lot of those DNA or ancestry shows. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how did you feel that your grandpappy owned your grandmammy?
That was the
That's how
thing.
they thought at the time. They didn't think it was anything different.
Right. And you put today's thing on there. Oh, I remember what the thought was. It was when we had that conversation, that everybody's saying the Ruth conversation. No, the Boaz conversation when she laid at his feet. They said that when they
Eh,
had sex, and I'm like, that's not what the custom was then. So why do you think in today's things that they having sex back then?
no.
Stop doing that.
Again, wrong custom. You
Right.
got
That's
to
what I'm saying.
check them things out.
Yep. There you go.
So for believing slave woman is better than a free polytheistic woman, even though she may not look pleasant to you. And do not marry your woman, okay, to a polytheistic man until they believe. For a believing slave man is better than a free polytheistic, even though he may look pleasant to you. See, they invite you to the fire while God invites you to paradise and forgiveness by his grace. He makes his revelations clear to the people so perhaps they will be mindful. They ask you, O prophet, about menstruation. Don't know why you're asking a man about that, but all right. Say,
No offense.
be
I'm
uh,
like, why you asking a man 4 million years ago, and they still can't get it right today in 2025
hello,
with science and technology and evidence.
girl, 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 girl. I digress. Say, beware of its harm. So keep away, and do not have intercourse with wives during their monthly cycles until they are purified. Now, this was the norm back in the day because you can find that in the Tanakh and in the New Testament.
See, the thing is,
Oh,
they didn't know no better, and they thought it was this weird mystical thing because they put weird mystical things on everything.
because they're like, it's blood, it's bleeding, and they're still alive.
Exactly.
So they're not pure right now. So, yes,
hmm
until they are purified, when they purify themselves, then you may approach them in the manner specified by God. Surely God loves those who always turn to Him in repentance and those who purify themselves. Now, there is actually a little note here. Um, and there's a question: does this verse instruct men to treat wives as unclean when during their menstruation? And the answer is the instruction is to stay away from women during menstruation. Specifically means do not have sexual intercourse, which I got that with them. While lesser forms of intimacy can continue to be valid, so you can still love your wife and still be good. Don't treat her like she got the plague. Is pretty much what he's trying to say. Uh, just don't touch that coochie business. Your wives are like farmland for you. ¿Qué pasa? So approach them consensually. Oh, as you please. And send forth, wait, what? And send forth something good for yourselves. Oh, I get it. Be mindful of God and know that you will meet him and give good news to believers. I got it. Did you get it? Mm. Apparently, we are fertile. Okay.
I was about to say you want to explain it for the
Oh yes, for
people
those
in
who
the
may
back.
have gotten it, we're women. We're pasture. They're putting the plow in said pasture and hoping they're
Hmm.
gonna get crops, aka babies. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah. So when they
uh,
say put good forth thing, not meanly, treat us nicely. Don't bother us when when it is not harvest season. When it is harvest season, then you can say hello, how you doing, to
right.
get the crops that you want.
Don't beat
Oh,
me. Don't throw
and
stuff at me because I ain't gonna give you nothing.
right. And also, there was a very important word in there,
Mm,
consensual.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if it's in the book,
But you also know what I also couch?
what?
Couch. Caught
Hmm.
was how it says to approach
Oh
them.
yes. See, that's why I was like the consensual. They said approach and ask and do
Mm.
things nicely, which y'all
But
don't want to
also
do.
farmland because what's expensive?
Farms.
What is something that a farm to someone is priceless? Because
Hmm.
if a farm don't work and it's dried out, you
What's
ain't gonna
working?
get no goods. You ain't gonna eat. You're gonna starve. No
Pretty
profit,
much.
no money. So
Hmm.
if you exalt your farm, you take care of your farm.
You reap the rewards. That's
Yes.
kind of how that
So I'm
works.
gonna need you
I
to
think.
treat your farm
Hmm.
like what it's supposed to be treated. Priceless.
Exactly. Go ahead. Please continue.
Working, working. Do not use God's name in your oaths as an excuse for not doing good. Not guarding against evil or not making peace between people. And God is all hearing and all knowing. So if you just said it in your head, God heard it too. God will not hold you accountable for unintentional oaths. Like if you stubbed your toe and you said something, but for what you intended in your hearts. But God is all forgiving and most forbearing. Those who swear not to have intercourse with their wives must wait for 4 months. If they change their mind, then God is all certain, all forgiving, and most merciful. So you must have done something bad to have to swear that you ain't going to touch your wife. And if you say it, guess what? You have to adhere to it because words matter.
Words mean things.
Girl.
Hmm.
Now, but if they settle on divorce, so if you pissed her off, don't touch me, don't come near me. And if I decide after that 4 months, guess what? I was better off without you. Bye bye. Because then God is indeed all hearing and all knowing. Okay. Okay. But here it goes. You see, divorced women must wait 3 monthly cycles before they can remarry. It's not lawful for them to conceal what God has created in their womb. If they truly believe in God and the last day, and their husbands reserve the right to take them back within that period if they desire reconciliation. Women have rights similar to those of men equitably, although men have a degree of responsibility above them. And God is almighty and all wise. I get the whole 3 cycles though. to make sure your butt ain't pregnant.
Oh no, I got that off the bat because I'm like they didn't have tests back then.
You it's like now you ain't gotta wait that long. Let me give you this. But if you being faithful, yes, you will still do all that.
Yeah.
Cause how am I getting married in such a quickie time though?
Oh yeah, no, I'm perfectly. I was like, I actually like that because one, you can't tell you pregnant, and two, it's like you see if you're real. Because if you was already ready to get married to somebody else, you were doing something else.
Right? Be like, come on now. Divorce may retract twice, so I could get back with you and then not like it again, and then I can get back with you again. Then the husband must retain his wife with honor or separate from her with grace. It is not lawful for husbands to take back anything of the dowry given to their wives unless the couple fears not being able to keep within the limits of God.
Okay.
So
Would you
if you
please pause for a second?
okay, especially when he starts doing that, I was like, yeah, this is annoying. But anyway,
Oh
I
yeah,
digress.
did the same thing with her. It's like, to the puppy pad, throw up on there so we don't have to clean up.
Exactamundo. All right. So if they fear they will not be able to keep within the limits of God, there is no blame if the wife compensates the husband to obtain the divorce. These are the limits set by God, so do not transgress them. And whoever transgresses the limits of God, they are the true wrongdoers.
Hmm.
So if a husband divorces his wife 3 times, then it is not lawful for him to remarry her until after she's married another man and then is divorced. Now, these folks were doing a lot of divorcing and remarrying at the same time to the same person. Good God. For the fact that they had to put this in there?
No, I was about to say, I was like, why are you circling the block that many times? You ain't get it right the first three times. Stop it.
Right. It's like,
But you know what it is? That goes with today's thing. You got so many people. Oh, okay. As our brain as Gen X, we do this. There's a song for it. Make up to break up. That's all
mm-hmm,
we do. And
mm-hmm,
you go right there.
true. And this
And
was like apparently like water back then. It still
it,
is now, apparently, but
yeah,
it's
that's why
like
I
we got
said.
legalities in the way too.
Oh yeah, I know, but you could. How many toxic couples, they break up and make up every week? It is a Instagram trend. Oh, we Instagram official. No, we broke up. They stopped following each other. I'm like, shut up.
Girl, that is so true.
Let it
All right.
go. Hmm.
Then it is permissible for them to reunite as long as they feel they are able to maintain the lengths and limits of God. If these are the limits set by God, which He makes clear to the people of knowledge. When you divorce women and they have almost reached the end of their waiting period, either retain them honorably or let them go honorably. But do
Hmm.
not retain them only to harm them or to take advantage of them. Whoever does that surely wrongs his own soul.
Huh. Got an example for it today. Cardi B and Offset. Them two break it up, make it up, and then they have 45 dang kids. There you go. All right. Sorry, that popped in my head. Hmm.
Do not take God's revelations lightly. Remember, God favors upon you as well as the book and wisdom He has set down for your guidance. Be mindful of God and know that God has perfect knowledge of all things. Okay. When you divorce women and they have reached the end of their waiting period, do not let the guardians prevent them from remarrying their ex husbands. If they come to an honorable agreement, this is enjoined on whoever has faith in God and the last day. This is pure and more dignifying for you. God knows, and you do not. That's literally what it says. I
I'm
like that.
like, and also the way you said it was like,
I like that though. But I catch that too though.
mm-hmm.
Like it's some back in the day, I guess, where family could instigate a divorce.
Oh no, 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 because you know why I know that so hard, and it's still today. The
Mm.
Am I the Asshole stories on the TikTok or Reddit.
Mm, 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 mm.
Cause cause
Mhm.
what they do is the Reddit ones, they have people who read the stories. This whole podcast dedicated to it. I went down
Mhm.
that rabbit hole, and I'm like, yo, these people's families, the partners be fine. It's the families that be crazy. The
Mhm.
person
Mhm.
is same, but the families is like yes, or them them boy moms who is like they love everything about they have that weird incestual loving about the son, and I'm like, no other woman is gonna be good enough because I should be. I'm like, you
That
birthed him.
is the worst thing to me. It's like, how do you not love your son enough to want him to be happy?
Thank you. And I'm like, you birthed him. You are not supposed to be. You did not birth your partner. Stop that. Ew.
Hello? Ew. Divorced mothers will breastfeed their offspring for 2 whole years. I need my titties back. For those who wish to complete the nursing of their child, the child's father will provide reasonable maintenance and clothing for the mother during that period. No one will be charged with more than they can bear. No mother or father should be made to suffer for their child. The father's heirs are under the same obligation. But if both sides decide after mutual consultation and consent to wean a child, then there is no blame on them. If you decide to have your children nursed by a wet nurse, it is permissible as long as you pay fairly. Be mindful of God and know that God is all seeing of what you do. You know what this was, right? This was child custody food. This is that money. This this was like you ain't out of this.
Oh,
Everybody know that's your kid. You
I know. I was thinking. I was like, oh, if they can get into the paternity courts and stuff like that, and try to say like, no, 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 you had a baby. You put it in her, had a baby. You have to pay for the baby.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
just
at
because
least.
you don't want to be a father, you have to be reasonable and give her child
And
support.
the idea of not being a father, oh no, that's not even. Mm-mm.
No.
You might as well already say that you have messed and you are not entering Denna. So, as for those of you who die and leave widows behind, let them observe a waiting period of 4 months and 10 days. That's it. And when they and when they have reached the end of this period, then you are not accountable for what they decide for themselves is a reasonable manner. You dead. Why the hell does it matter for anyway? And God is all aware of what you do. But again, you dead. So why does it matter what you think? Oh, it's the
That's
guardians. I actually had to click on that. It's the family. The family watching your
I was
business.
literally about to say it's not the person. We just said this. It's the family because you have to keep up appearances of.
Lord, but at least it ain't a year.
Oh, I know, but I was thinking like no,
Four
that's what it
months and
is.
10 days
Oh, back to what we said from earlier. You know, you're not pregnant again. Make sure
though.
for things, and that's an adequate time.
That's true. That's true.
It's time. It's not too much time. It's not too little time. It's not where the white people, remember in Regency times and stuff, they made up the rule you had to be you have to
In
mourn
black, in mourning, can't go nowhere. Gotta hide your face.
for at least a year. Yeah, they did that.
Like, oh no. Okay. There is no blame on you for subtly showing interest in divorced or widowed women. I want to know what someone considers subtle for or for hiding the intentions in your hearts. God knows that you are considering them for marriage, but do not make a secret commitment with them.
Don't
You
go
can
cheating as going behind people's back.
right.
Be
You
open
can
with it.
only show interest in them appropriately. Do not commit to the bond of marriage until the waiting period expires. Know that God is aware of what is in your heart, so beware of Him. And know that God is all forgiving and most forbearing.
Hmm.
You see, there is no blame if you divorce women before marriage is consummated or the dowry is settled, but give them suitable compensation. The rich according to his means, and the poor according to his means. A reasonable compensation is an obligation on the good doers. In other words, don't leave me hanging. You're already trying to divorce my behind before we even actually went some places. I'm gonna need some money. I'm gonna need a like. I was expecting a house. Give me. Let's be
Prenup.
reasonable. Girl, let me get. Let's be reasonable.
We're gonna be reasonable that we have a prenup, and you gonna sign where I'm gonna be constipated, not constipated.
I know what you
I'm
mean.
gonna, yeah, you know what I mean, because of them words. I'm gonna be taken care of that because you changed your mind.
Hello. And if you divorce them before consummating the marriage, but after deciding on a dowry, pay half of the dowry. Unless
Basically,
the
what it means is okay. You said after the wedding we together, but we didn't consummate it. No, pay half this. Mm-mm.
I want my half my money back.
Exactly.
Pay half the dowry unless the wife graciously waivers it. Hey, I would not be graciously wavering nothing.
Mm-mm.
Or the husband graciously pays in full. He can graciously give me all my money back.
Yep.
Graciousness is closer to righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not that righteous. And do not forget kindness amongst yourselves, because surely God is all seeing of what you do. Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Observe the five obligatory prayers, especially the middle prayer, and stand in true devotion to God. Okay? If you are in danger, pray on foot while reading, while writing. But when you are safe, take time to remember God for teaching you what you do not know.
Oh, I got one for that. So basically, when you're in danger, constantly pray. Always pray while you're on foot. Keep moving. Pray while you do that. When you're safe, get to your prayer closet and make sure you know everything. Go ahead.
Pretty much is like there's no reason for you not to miss prayer. Short of dying. Um, but even then you should be praying. Um, those of you who die leaving widows should bequeath for them a year's maintenance without forcing them out. But if they choose to leave, you are not accountable for what they reasonably decide for themselves. And God is almighty and all wise. In other words, if I have to stay with your family and I really was not interested in your family, y'all can keep the money. I'm out. I'm out. See ya. Reasonable provisions must be made for divorced women. It is a duty on those mindful of God. This is how God makes his revelations clear to you. So perhaps you will understand. Have you, O prophet, not seen those who fled their homes in thousands for fear of death? God said to them, die. Then he gave them life. Surely God is ever bountiful to humanity, but most people are ungrateful. What did I pray about?
You see that I ain't say okay for the people listening. I'm sorry. I gave the face of it said everything that it agreed with her, and I'm like, mm-hmm. See, this is why sometimes you have to listen and then go watch so you understand the facial expression. Because there's sometimes you could, as we said in the last episode, you could say things with words, but your face will say a million words that your words cannot say.
Hello.
Hmm.
Whew. Fight in the cause of God and know that God is all hearing and all knowing. Who will lend to God a good loan, which God will multiply many times over? It is God alone who decreases and increases wealth, and to him you will all be returned. Now, you know you've read that somewhere in the Bible.
Of course. Oh no, no, no. That wasn't the thought that I was having. I've been laughing
Uh,
last few verses. Okay,
uh,
I'm like, God got jokes. We
all
say this.
day, every day.
Thank you. Now, what the joke is this time? He's like, y'all gonna listen to what I said. I'm gonna give you instructions. I'm gonna give you instructions in about 14 different books. They're gonna say the same thing. Listen, Linda. Shut up. Please go
Yes! Woo! Girl,
on.
have you not seen those chiefs of the children of Israel after Moses? They said to one of the prophets, appoint for us a king, and we will fight in the cause of God. He said, are you not going to cower if ordered to fight? They replied, how could we refuse to fight in the cause of God while we were driven out of our homes and separated from our children? But when they were ordered to fight, they fled, except for a few of them. And God has perfect knowledge of the wrongdoers. Basically, you remember how certain people did Moses dirty? Just remember how he did him dirty.
I was gonna say, he has a long memory. You know how long it was? About 40 years.
Mm.
Mm.
Their prophet, their prophet told them, God has appointed Saul to be your king. They protested. How can he be our king when some of us are more deserving of kinship than he, and
Oh,
he's
wait a
not been
minute. How could
blessed
wait?
with vast riches? Mm,
Oh, wait. We gonna be
mm,
mad for you giving us what we asked for.
mm, mm,
Hmm. Yeah, cause we think we need more than what we asked for. Yeah.
mm.
Okay. Mm.
He replied, This is Moses replying.
Mhm.
God has chosen him over you, blessed him with knowledge and stature. God grants kingship to whoever he wills. And
God
God is
said,
all
"Shut up."
bountiful and all
God said, "I know everything. Shut up."
knowing. Their prophet further told them the sign of Saul's kingship is the ark will come to you, containing reassurance from your Lord and relics of the family of Moses and the family of Aaron, which will be carried by angels. Surely in this is a sign for you if you truly believe. When Saul marched forth with his army, he cautioned, God will test you with a river. So whoever drinks his fill from it is not with me. Whoever does not taste it except a sip from the hollow of his hands is definitely with me. Then all drank their fill, except for a few. When he and the remaining faithful with him crossed the river, they said, now we are no match for Goliath and his warriors. But those believers who were certain that they would meet God reasoned, how many times has a small force vanquished a mighty army? By the will of God, and God is always with the steadfast. When they advanced to face Goliath and his warriors, they prayed, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, shower us with perseverance, make our steps firm. Because if I'm about to die, I need to die standing. That part wasn't added. And give us victory over the disbelieving people. Amen. Because the rest of it you're gonna have to worry about next time. See y'all for 251 laters.
Now, okay. Now I'm gonna
I
say
didn't
this.
know. I didn't know the
No,
story
no,
of David and Goliath was in
no,
the Quran.
no. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Now, it wasn't that. One, I kind of really want this book now. Two, I'm laughing because normally I am going to, as I was doing, pull from wherever God wants me to pull from to match to that. Second, I didn't have to. He said, here. Third, I did not have the words. Me and the Holy Spirit were just gonna make faces. I am sorry for the people who are just listening to this. Please watch this episode because I was looking at my little phone here, and every 5 seconds, I know my face said something because she was trying not to laugh while she was doing it outside. I was like, I was with it. I was like, I needed to Kermit the Frog with the glasses like this. It's like, and then, like I said earlier, God said, "Listen, Linda. I told you. I told you here. I told you there. I told you over here. I told you with a creek. I told you with a dish. I told you over several books, over different religions. Do the right thing. I can see you. I can see. Look, see, glasses. Not even glasses. Glasses. I can see you. Don't matter what religion you is, I can see you. Who you want to call me, I can see you. I am the same person. When he said, I am the same today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Yes, I am. And you can tell how I am the same person. Go into the different books and I will say the same thing. Now shut up.
I am dying, girl. When I was like, Saul, we going into Saul? We
I
we
was
went.
like,
I said we
because
were
you said so,
okay.
because
How
you
I
saw my
treat me when I'm
face.
divorced?
You saw my face.
Girl,
Mm-hmm.
I was
Go,
I was
go.
girl. I was dying
Mm-hmm.
because I was
Oh,
sitting there going, wait, we went through. Okay,
Mhm.
so in
Mhm.
Islam, I have to be treated fairly. I can get a divorce, and I'm not looked at like a harpy or a slut or a whore.
Mhm.
I
Tell
can
my
leave
family to
whoever.
tell my family to shut up.
Right. And he needs to make sure he give me my money. If he doesn't treat me right, he can't do that because he's not godly. All right, cool. And then next thing I
Mhm.
know, they start talking about, oh, children of Israel. Remember how they wanted this and they wanted this and they wanted that? And their
And I gave
prophet,
it to them, and they got
Moses done
put their
said this.
hands.
And then you find out why. Because this gives you a little bit additional sprinkle of what happened to
Mhm.
King Saul and
Oh
why you
yeah.
needed David
Mhm.
and whatnot. And I'm sitting there going, this is why they say, when I've done some of the studies, why they say Muslims, which again don't understand with certain other religions that we follow, that I don't understand how some people be like, oh, they're not, they don't believe in the same God,
Yes,
but
they
the stuff,
do.
but the stuff in the Quran is in the same book that we reading. So I'm sitting there going,
And God is saying the same.
right. So I'm a little confused. Well, actually,
Mhm.
I'm not
I'm
confused
not
anymore, but
confused.
I'm
No,
letting
no, we're
y'all
not
know.
gonna run it. But we talking to the
But
people in the
in the
back.
beginning, I was a little
Mhm.
confused, and hence why we went down this rabbit hole when we asked God.
Oh
And I
yes,
said
and
to
that's
Gwen, I'm
why.
like, I think this is what we're gonna do.
Right. And then I said, okay, me starting to do, we said this earlier, open mind, and I'm like, and this is why you have videos of me ranting like, what the f is going on? Why is this in my brain cells? And I don't do this. I know
Girl,
me. If
girl.
you know me, if you just watched this show for the last 3 years, you understand. And me going, what the f? Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm confused as to. I'm not confused, but I'm upset. Not upset, but not in like a mad crazy person. But it's just annoying that as of today, I've learned that yes, David and Goliath is in the Quran.
Mm.
Because again, I
Which we
again
never knew.
we don't
Would never know.
pre-read. We don't
No, no.
pre-read.
We
We give you
say that all the time.
authenticity.
Yes.
Authenticity, people.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to, this is to me, it was funny because it points out why they say, why, when I say they, I'm talking about the internet people. I'm talking about what you can
Mm-hmm.
find online, Google it, Wikipedia, if you must, that, in the Islamic faith, that for someone to be Muslim, they have to believe there is only one God, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they have to abide by the books,
Mm-hmm.
the prior books also that God has given.
Mm-hmm.
And to them, the final book of God's revelation is the Quran.
Right.
However, it does not mean that they do not adhere to the Tanakh. They don't deal with the Talmud because that's for rabbinical Jews. That's
That's
that's the
different.
that's the
That's
rabbinical
different.
Jews version of a
No,
hadith.
okay. So saying this like this, it's kind of like what I say about social work and psychology. We
Hmm.
cousins.
Hmm.
We go very similar, and then at a certain point, we branch off a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm like, Christianity, and this is in my brain, Christianity, Judaism, and Muslim,
Hmm.
cousins.
Or Islam, sorry.
Islam, sorry, that's what I meant to say. Islam. Go right down there, and then at a certain point, we go like that. This going down this rabbit hole with you is how I
Hmm.
am starting to see it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and
In
then,
order. Tanakh, the New Testament, the Quran.
mm-hmm. And I am seeing it like that because I'm like, now you can understand how everything gets so different when we do that split.
Yeah.
It's because of people and their own
Girl, I was thinking,
attitude.
I was about to say that literally. It is human nature
Mm-hmm.
that is jacked it up.
And you literally just said it out of scripture, um, of what you just read, of saying that I gave you what you wanted and you still twisted it.
Hello? But I
Mm-hmm.
also see why there's a difference because again, human nature again, why
Mm-hmm.
there's a certain sect of people who are who follow Judaism who do
Mm-hmm.
not go by any of the um Talmud, the verbal
Mm-hmm.
um teachings,
Right.
because they don't follow those particular practices like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you also have those who practice Islam that only go by the Quran, that they
Mhm.
also don't go by any hadiths, no other verbal teachings either.
Right, because that's where it can get diluted and polluted.
And I'm telling you, if you put a person who a Jewish person who follows Judaism who only uses the Tanakh, and you get a believer who only uses the Tanakh and the New Testament, and you get a Muslim who only follows the Quran, none of the hadiths, none of them would have a problem.
Yep.
None of them would have a problem. Because if you, from what I've read so far, what we've read together so far, is such a testament of understanding why a Muslim person
Mhm.
who is practicing the faith of Islam truly, okay, relying on the Quran. This is why anytime they want someone to bring someone to Islam, they always hand them the Quran.
Mhm.
They don't give them the this hadith, that hadith, this sunnah, this none of this. They just hand you a Quran first. Why?
Mhm.
Because they need you to read the Quran as the last testament. Now you choose not to go here, not to go there. That's your business,
Mhm.
right? You might get ridiculed and called a Quranist, whatever. To each his own. Okay, but to me, it's like I get why they have to know the Bible so well.
Mhm.
Why you can sit there with somebody who's a Muslim and they will know the Bible
Yes.
because they have to know the Tanakh. They have to know the New Testament. Now they ain't fans of John, but especially some of the sects that I've read, not a fan of John, but it's hilarious to me because I'm like, how you saying that their God is evil? That their God does like I've seen Christians, quote quote, uh, who were like, "Oh, I don't deal with Jews." Really? So you don't believe in Yeshua at all? You don't believe in Adonai because it's the God of
He
the
was
Jews?
Jewish. Yeah.
It,
They always
it's the
like to
God of the
forget
Jews.
that. They like to admit that. I'm like, no, it
I was like, come
became
on now.
Christianity after he was born, but he was born Jewish and teach Jewish, and
Jesus
he
never
was
cre-
Jewish.
Yeshua never created Christianity at all.
No.
He literally was following the Judaic faith. Never. That's all
Mm-mm.
he ever practiced. That's all he ever taught about. What kills me is that we've, as believers, we've gone off and put, like you said earlier, our human gestures, our own opinion, and then we turn around and believe it as faith.
Believe it as
Concrete,
fact.
solitary, yeah.
Hmm.
And God help anybody who don't believe you.
Yes.
They disagree. You're like, really?
Or
I
they
gotta
ask
believe
a
exactly what you said.
question. Asking questions are bad.
Oh my god,
Hmm.
what, girl? So we
Mm.
could be on this all day, but
Oh, I know.
it's time for us
Oh
to
no,
go.
you had 2 minutes. Oh, don't worry. I'm putting a time limit on it.
So I say this is great, and I can't wait to continue reading because I know somewhere down the line, I do know in this chapter when we finally get to the end of it because it has way more verses than Psalms.
Uh-huh.
I had to double check myself when I had to see how many verses compared to Psalms. This trick got too many. This trick got a lot of verses in the chapter too. But I learned that apparently in the Quran, the very first chapter was a short one. The second one, the longest.
Yeah,
Then it'll
you did.
start to get moderate.
Right. Okay. Look, we know this is what's gonna be. Anyway, so we thank you for coming on this journey with us. I have a feeling
Mm,
this is gonna be a new journey for us because you had said it before when I put a time limit on it, and I'm like to come back, and it's like it's gonna be different. It's gonna be we buckle up, people, buckle up, because Separate for us.
Vroom, vroom.
I'm just saying. But this has been Godly Spiritual Ladies. I'm one of your co-hosts, Gwendolyn. That is Sheila. And we
Hello.
will see you all next time. Bye bye.
Mwah. Ciao, ciao.